Hafide Zantiro, my name is Sami Birmingham-Babauta. I'm a second-year global health student in the Masters of Public Health program. I started this program last year, and so it was during the pandemic, and was fully online. So I was back home in Saipan, the Northern Mariana Islands, and I was attending classes at 2, 3 a.m. And finishing up at like 5 to 7 a.m. and then still going to my full-time job afterwards. And so that really was not the experience that I thought I was going to have coming back into school after taking a 4 or 5 year gap. During that gap, I was working in public health at my local department. I had served many roles, one being a health policy associate. So my job was to track local legislation related to health, and that being a very kind of frustrating process, I decided to run for office and vie for a seat in the House of Representatives, being the youngest candidate ever. I was short a few votes, and at that time, right before election, we were hit by a devastating super typhoon, and so which caused my home to be destroyed like many other people back home. We went months without power and water, and I was reactivated back into my job at the health department, working the disaster response team, and leading the communications as a one-man team to do that for like 4 different health bureaus. And so running for office wasn't important anymore when really taking care of the community during this crisis was. And so those experiences then allowed me to become an Obama Future Leader for the Asia Pacific region for the 2020 year. And then so at the end of 2019, I went to Malaysia for the kickoff conference, and that was an amazing experience to be with other leaders in the Asia Pacific region and kind of just see like, wow, look at the incredible young people that are going to lead the different territories, countries, and nations, especially in my region. And so those experiences really brought me into the global health program, thinking that I wanted to work across the Pacific region and even in the Asia Pacific region. So I came into the global health program and have been blessed with a very diverse group of classmates who have so much lived experience to share, and I think really enriches the experience of being a student, because I learned so much from them and their experiences, sometimes more than I do some of the classes, and that's really where the wealth of knowledge is within my peers, and I'm so grateful for that. And at UW, I've really found how to incorporate my indigenous roots into my work. I've really just started learning about indigenous methodologies and research, and I just completed my qualitative interviews back home, where I was looking at the quitting patterns of people who chewed betel nut, which is an extremely hard thing to do, and it is a culturally sensitive topic. And so to do that as an indigenous researcher, and using indigenous methods and tools was really amazing, and something has really shaped the way that I want to be as a health professional and possibly a researcher upon graduating, and centering indigenous communities and voices, and kind of not using and leaving some of these Western hard science methods behind that don't work for communities like mine. And that's something that UW has really given to me that I didn't have prior coming to this program. So yeah, I think that I am almost out of time. Thank you so much for the opportunity to send this video. I'm excited to graduate in June. I've applied to a PhD program in community-based translational research, where I hope to continue this, centering indigenous methodology as research, and ultimately go back home and develop programs, health programs and services that are specific to my community. Thank you.